Hello everyone and welcome. We're going to start looking at our pear deck activity together. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and put your name on that first slide and then push ahead to slide 2. So I know we got a little preview in the Desmos. So when we're looking at a system of linear inequalities, and to figure out the solution, we have to graph both of these systems on the same graph, and then we're looking for where the two shaded regions overlap, okay? So for this first inequality, we see our slope, or m, is 1/4, and our y-intercept, or our b, is -3. So we're going to plot it. We'll do our -3 for our y-intercept. And our slope is up 1/4. Perfect. Now the symbol we see is greater than, right? So there's no or equal to, so it's going to be dashed. And we're going to shade above. So I'm going to use my line tool to make a dashed line. Do the best that you can. Something like that. Might not be perfect, that's okay. And then we're shading above the line. So all of this is part of our solution to the first inequality. Okay. Shading it in. This is the best part. It's kind of soothing, I think. Perfect. Now let's look at our second inequality. Our second inequality has a slope of 3, that's our m, and a y-intercept of 4. So we're going to put a dot on 4, and then our slope is 3. So we would go up 3/1. It's kind of going to go off the graph. So to get the point on the graph, we can go down 3 and left 1. Down 3 and left 1. Perfect. This symbol is less than or equal to, so it's going to be a solid line, and we're going to shade below. So I'll use my line tool. We're going to connect these points. It is solid, and we're shading below. So we're shading under the line. And what we're going to notice is there is a part of this system where there's green shading and red shading. And if you want, you can do that in another color to kind of highlight this is your solution set. So we can write solutions. And that's because this area is a solution to both the red and the green. Beautiful. And that's the end. We could find coordinates in there, but right now we're just going to focus on graphing and feeling confident in graphing two inequalities on one graph. Take your time getting whatever you need. When you feel ready, pause the video if you need to, and when you feel ready, push ahead to slide 3. Here's our second one. Okay, our first inequality, voila, has a slope of 3/4. Yeah. And a y-intercept of 2. So we're going to put a dot on 2. That's our y-intercept. And our slope is 3/4. So we're going up 3/4. We can also go down 3 and left 4 to get another point. It is a less than symbol. Right? So it's going to be dashed because it's just less than, and we're going to shade below. So I'll get my line tool and I'm just gonna make it dashed like so, putting little breaks as I'm making my line go all the way across the graph. Perfect. And then I'll grab my shader and I'm gonna shade below that line. So remember, when it's dashed, the points that are on the line are not part of the solution, just the points below it. Perfect. Now I'm going to grab my pencil and we'll look at our second line here, which has a slope of -1/5 and a y-intercept of 4. Here's our y-intercept. Slope is -1/5, so we can go down 1, right 5, or we can go up 1, left 5. As long as one of our directions are negative. It is greater than or equal to, so this is going to be a solid line, and we're going to shade above. So I'm going to grab my line tool, and oops, I want to change my color. And I'm going to make it solid. And then we're going to shade above the line. And it's good to use lighter colors like I did here because it's a little easier to see where the yellow or the orange and the blue overlap. And maybe I even make that a different color to really point it out. And I like to write solutions is in that green area. So it's not too different from what we were doing last week when we were graphing inequalities. Now we're just graphing more than one inequality and seeing where those shaded regions overlap. Okay. Beautiful. When you're ready, push ahead to the next slide. Slide 4. Okay, here's another one. I'm going to use this pink color for my first graph. For this first graph, our slope is a -2/3 and our y-intercept is a -2. The symbol is less than or equal to. Because it has that or equal to underneath, it's a solid line. And because it's less than, we shade below. So here's my y-intercept. -2/3 is going down 2/3, or we could go up 2, left 3. Either way. Then we're going to connect it using our solid line, like so, and we're going to shade below that line. And because it's solid, any point on the line is also a solution. And there's our first graph. Now I'm going to grab my second color. I'll do orange. And we have a y-intercept of -2/3. And, a slope, of -2/3 and a y-intercept of 3. Here's my y-intercept. We can go up to left 3 to make it like a negative slope, or we can go down to right 3, like so. This symbol is greater than or equal to, so it's solid, and we're going to shade above. So get my line tool. And there's that line, solid, and we're shading above. Like so. And the solution set is going to be where the orange and the pink overlap. Now what we notice is these two equations have the same slope. They both have a slope of -2/3. So they're parallel. So these two lines are never going to cross. So these shaded areas, because one is below and one is above, there's actually no solution. So this is an example of what can happen or what it looks like when we have no solution. I think we have one more graphing practice that we're going to do like this in the pear deck. So when you're ready, when you have this all graphed on your end, push ahead to slide 5. Yes, one more. Okay. I'm going to choose this green. How does this show up? That's okay. So for the first one, our slope is a negative 2/3, and our y-intercept is a negative 2. Our symbol is greater than or equal to, so it's going to be solid, and we're going to shade above. So y-intercept first of negative 2, a negative 2/3 slope. We can go up 2, but then we have to go left 3 to make it negative, or we can go down 2 to make it negative and then go right 3. And we'll get some points on this line. Because it's greater than or equal to, it is solid. There we go. And we are going to shade this greater, so we're shading it above. There we go. Shading it all in. Beautiful. And then we're going to take our next one, which is y is greater than or equal to negative 2/3 x plus 3. So notice the slope is the same. Maybe we'll come into the same problem. Let's see. But now our y-intercept is 3. So we're already in the shaded region. That's a good sign. Our slope is negative 2/3, so we're going down 2 over 3. Or we can go up 2, left 3. It's greater than or equal to, so it's solid, and we're shading above. So we're going to make this line solid. And then we're going to shade above. Perfect. So we have our area that's both green and yellow. So even though they have the same slope here, we still do have a solution set because they're both greater than and shaded above. So the top, where it's above for both of them, is going to be our great solution area. So again, that means every point in this double shaded area is a solution. Beautiful. Hopefully you're feeling a little better about graphing now. There's a couple more slides I want to look at, but I'm going to pause the video and come check out part 2 to finish up this pear deck together. Okay? Join me for part 2.